Hello guys, today we are going to discuss this problem, longest substring with at most two distinct characters. This is a leet code problem 159. Let me first define what's the problem is. Just give me a second. With two distinct characters, okay. So the problem says that we are given a string and we need to find a substring, longest substring. So first of all, substring is a contiguous string. Um, Substring is a contiguous string, and we have to find a substring which contains at most two distinct characters. So if we consider this substring, all substrings that can exist out of ECBA is EC, ECE. Then this substring contains two distinct characters. Then this is also one substring ECEB, ECEB, but it contains three distinct characters. See, CB, C, E, C, and B, three distinct characters. Then CE is also one substring, and so on, right? Each individual character is also one substring. And the substrings which contains two distinct characters are these. That is, EC is one substring which contains two distinct characters. ECE is one substring which contains two distinct characters, because E and C are two distinct characters. And then CE, EB, and BA. So the largest or the longest substring with two distinct characters is ECE, and hence the output is 3. Similarly, if we see this example, so the substrings can be CCA. So now we are only considering substrings with two distinct characters. So CCA is one substring and it contains C and A as distinct characters and length is 3. Then CAA is one. CCAA is also one. CCAA. If we consider CCAAB, then this will contain three distinct characters, C, A, and B. Then A, A, B, and finally this one. This is the largest substring with two distinct characters. So output, hence its output is 5. So how we are going to solve is we are going to take a hash map. So this is a O(n) square solution. I'll discuss another solution in another video, but this is a O(n) square using hash map, which is acceptable at LeetCode. So how we are going to take is, let me take this example only. Okay, so first of all, we'll have a hash map. In hash map, we will be storing char and its count. So let me say it as a unordered map, or maybe hash map, and this is unordered map. Okay, so we'll iterate in a for loop, in two for loops rather. So in the first for loop, I'll go through C. So I'll find that for C, I'll just search that in an ordered map, in this hash map, does C exist? So no, C doesn't exist. So I'll create an entry. So key will be C and value count will be 1. Then on another C, this one here, I'll find an entry that is C exists. So I'll just increment the count. C becomes 2. Then for A, I'll find not exists. So create entry. If it exists, I'll update it. And now I find for this one B. So for this B, the entry doesn't exist. So I'll create an entry B and 1. But now the size of the hash map becomes 3. So whenever the size of hash map is greater than 2, so in that case, we will take a element called maxi, or we will take a count element and uh, take these two counts, that is 2 and 2 plus 2, which comes out to be 4, and we'll delete the hash map, that is unordered map dot clear. So what does this mean? 4 is the uh, longest substring for these two C and A distinct characters. Now we'll move to C. So for now our unordered map is clear and empty. So now let me remove this one. So our count is 4, or we can say our maxi is 4. Maxi is the variable which we will return in end, and it contains the maximum or longest substring with two characters. So we'll start from the C. So for C, it will be 1. Then for A, it will be 2. Then for B, it will be 1. So again, this violates the condition. So whenever we encounter B, that is one greater element, so in that case, we just remove the last added entry and count these two these two counts. So the count becomes 3 and it is smaller than maxi, so we'll not consider it. Now let's move on to this one, A B B B. So we'll have A1 initially, then the same element exists, A becomes 2, then B1, and if say B exists, key exists, we'll increment it 2, and then again it exists, we'll increment it 3. So now B, 3 plus 2, which is 5, and which is greater than the maxi, so output will be 5. So let's see how this is done in the code. Okay, so we start with the first for loop, which will be the outer for loop. Then we have the inner for loop, which actually iterates through all the elements. So we have this unordered map, UM. So this is an ordered map. So if entry is found, that is this is equal to end, sorry, entry is not found. In that case, I am just adding the element and incrementing the count. And if entry is not found, then sorry, if entry is not found, then I am adding the key and value. But if entry is found, in the else case, I am just incrementing the value. That is, I am taking it second and incrementing the value and storing again for the same key. Now, if the size of an ordered map becomes greater than 2, then in that case I am erasing the unordered map last added entry. That is, if you remember, we have something as, for this case, if we consider CC A and B, what we'll have C2, A2 and B1. So we will remove this B1 because you have to take longest substring with two distinct characters. We'll remove this B one entry and we'll just go to fun. So what fun does is, fun calculates the count of the keys. So it will go to this 2 and 2, that becomes 4, and it will just store it in maxi, and then it will clear the unordered map. So this is how actually this code works. And this b exit is for the case when we have the last element, that is until the last element we have reached. So in that case we have the b exit. In case of a b exit, either we found a distinct element at end, that is the third character, or even we didn't found it. In both the cases we are calling this fun. So this is the accepted solution at lead code. uh, Thanks for watching.